long as the map isn't too long, like Daybreak or something.
Well, it looks like you guys are ready over there, correct?
Yeah, man.
All right. No runny noses. You guys are set to go?
I'm good.
All right. Take it away.
And the next map actually is Daybreak, so it is a nice. Well, it's a small map, but it's like the longest distances to bases because you have to go all the way up and down and so
yeah,
on.
you've got to swing around quite a bit on that particular map, and it's an interesting choice here by NightEnD, obviously playing into his style. Quite a passive player, but able to turn the aggression when needed. PuMa was looking very dominant in that game, and NightEnD perhaps misplacing his confidence in his unit composition.
Yeah, I mean, I was trying to place. I mean, how do you deal with it? Because the Banshees just give you so much mobility and swing you out of position so easily. It's really hard to actually get a full grasp on that, and defending or trying to get in position and so on. So on this map, I expect a slower game, like we saw on Talda and Malta for sure.
All right, folks, are you ready for this one?
All right, man.
I'm thinking the answer is yes to that, and the countdown has begun. We'll be going to this game on a GSL Daybreak.
And remember, guys, at home on the stream, do go vote for your favorite players at www.dreamhack.tv. And for the next map, probably not a good idea to vote for it now. I don't think that's good. I mean, I guess you could, but it's like everybody's like, well, my favorite player is the guy that's winning right now.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. It's like, oh, God, guys, you're such a bunch of glory mongers. All right, here we go. Daybreak is on the field, and we have this player right here who's currently up 2-1 in the best-of-5 series, looking extremely strong to go through to the finals. He plays for the mighty team Evil Geniuses. He is in the red trunks. He's playing Terran, and his name is PuMa. And his opponents, having taken a very long game from his opponent PuMa, he is doing so well, but still he's having problems with the extremely aggressive and technical play of PuMa. Will he be able to make it out with his map choice? I guess we're about to find out. Hailing from Team Fnatic in the blue trunks, playing Protoss to the southwest. Let's hear it for NightEnD.
And PuMa's actually, I've seen him throughout this tournament, is actually not afraid to open up with like Command Center first or something, like on a map like this. And if he would do something like that, you can very easily focus on your upgrades so heavily going into the later stages of the game, though. I mean, in this kind of scenario where he's already one game ahead of his opponent, I don't really expect him to take a risk like that. Meanwhile, we actually do see a 12-gate come down for NightEnD. So it's on a regular timing, doesn't want to delay it. Because usually you can see a 13 gateway come down and then like spend 3 chrono boost into the Nexus. But he just wants to keep that Cybernetics core on a fast, regular timing.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't see any reason why not to.
And he actually is going to go Command Center first here, man.
That's some risky stuff right there. PuMa obviously feeling fairly confident with that particular build. NightEnD will keep an eye on things and would love to know about that. And of course, there's no way that he can't see it.
Yeah, I mean, against it, the things you have to do is you either just go ahead and be like, all right, I'm just going to full gate this guy. Or you can go ahead and grab your own fast expand. And then as the game goes on, it's just going to drag on a lot longer than usual. And there is that barracks going down now after the command center. But PuMa's going to really focus on his upgrades heavily now because he's going to have a much stronger economy than previously he would have. So he can actually go double engineering bay and go 1-1, get a fast armory, go 2-2, and then really look to punish the NightEnD player that may not actually go for double forge.
It's such an unpleasant build to go as well against Protoss. The idea of getting double engineering bay upgrades so incredibly rapidly, you have to see it. A Marine Marauder Ball with an upgrade advantage melts Protoss units unbelievably fast. Yeah. And at that point, you've got to think, well, if he's that far ahead, I've got to be doing something like landing some really good storms. I've got to have a good enough Colossus count in order to deal with that. But of course, unless the opponent is asleep, he's going to have the counters to that as well. So NightEnD with a Cybernetics score, he has taken his Nexus down to the natural here.
And what I would actually love to see from NightEnD is once he actually builds this Stalker to get rid of the SEV, was actually go ahead and build a third Nexus. That would be like so good because right now I really don't think that PuMa is going to be looking to put any early aggression on from his first few units. He's probably going to sit back, He may even be frightened of builds such as 6-gate or something like that, may build a blind second bunker and sit back a little bit more. And then by the time he actually goes ahead and finds out about the third base, it would be way, way, way too late.
He's going to put down a couple of extra barracks here, which is to be expected. Start to build his forces up. No sign of a bunker as of yet, but really no need to do it until he's got something to put in it. And the Xelnaga Watchtower is not going to remain in the control of NightEnD. Unfortunately, he's going to be on his way out. And It would be, not necessarily uncommon to see NightEnD go with any kind of 2-base aggression. 6-gate, for instance, from NightEnD is not uncommon.
And second and third gateway has come down. And more importantly, I'm interested in this SCV at the north side. Is it going to be able to go into the base and scout everything? Scout the second and third gateway, scout that there isn't a fast robotics facility, and scout the second gas, of course. Meanwhile, in the base of PuMa, the first and second refinery has gone down. So he's not going to be going for that very similar style to like we saw in Tyler Malta. He's going to be looking for just a regular opponent. Actually, he got 2 in the gas, so he's actually gone for straight 3. So he's going to be looking to throw down like a tech lab and reactor straight away, or maybe even go double tech lab on these barracks. We can work directly into stim and combat shield.
Yeah, and honestly, that's just such a solid style against NightEnD, and interesting.
SCV does try to go in, but Force Field is planted, and he has no idea what's going on. And this, I'm interested why the Sentry is not actually going to go ahead and chase it. I suppose it doesn't really matter that much.
Just go poke it; it'll fall over. Trust me, it's looking dead tired right now.
But there is that robotics facility coming down after these 3 gateways have gone down. And will we see NightEnD throw the 3rd and 4th gas? Obviously, that's the key indication on what he will want to do as the later game goes on. And there is that factory going down actually instead of a second tech lab or reactor. So he's going to be able to work on concussive shells and then directly into stim. But more importantly, he's actually going to get really fast medivacs out. And if his opponent did decide to throw down the 3rd and 4th, a gas like he is now, and maybe rushing up to Colossus, because of the factories on such a fast timing, he's going to be able to get like 4 medivacs out no problem, and then even start Viking count relatively early here.
Yeah, he can also go with a lot of drop aggression on this map and get in there and do all sorts of horrible things to NightEnD, and he will not find that pleasant, that I can guarantee. And that's a concern. PuMa does. He's not the most drop-intensive player in the world. There are certainly more, but he's certainly not averse to it either.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about, you know, when somebody goes command center first, they usually do like double engineering, right, to take advantage of what their kind of the economy they're going to have,
yeah,
right?
of course, all the gas.
And so the best strategy against that is to go fast Colossus. And if we look in the vision of NightEnD, he has seen nothing aside from that command center and barracks straight away. So he's actually playing towards PuMa, just like we saw previously. He didn't know exactly what was coming, but was like, all right, this guy's probably going to go ahead and do this. And very similar again, we're seeing it. He's probably going to go ahead and do this. And now seeing these units pushing out, he's like, oh crap, he's actually coming at me. So he's actually got to go ahead and build an Immortal to hold this.
Yep, PuMa just metagamed NightEnD just a little bit there. He's going to start working his way through this destructible debris. Of course, he doesn't want a choke point that he can be easily sliced in half with force fields. Unfortunately, NightEnD can't really push out at the moment without risking. He needs a few more units to chase that away.
Indeed, and there is that first Colossus on the way, and with this Immortal out, this shouldn't be a problem whatsoever, though with these destructible debris broken down, it's going to take a lot more than just a single force field to do this, and we may even see PuMa force fields out of him, but it looks like he's just going to hold back. He has got map control right now, and we don't want to see him take that for too much longer here, and we will want to see NightEnD go out and take it back. Meanwhile, there is the Observer going in, and he's now seen the build. He's now seen these 3 barracks, there's the engineering bay, there's the starport, here come the medivacs. So now he knows exactly what's going on. And in reaction to that, is he going to go ahead and just grab a 3rd base? And then he may be under threat of being torn apart because he will be very spread apart on 3 base. Or does he just go ahead and lump down more gateways and just try to go for this 2-base timing attack?
Yeah, things are looking a bit awkward one way or the other, and he's got to make the right decision here. Otherwise, horrible things will happen to him. He's got PuMa with a couple of medivacs out. Could go for the drop, and that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to go a quick pick up and go. And there is a Colossus there with 3 Stalkers. Potentially could pick that off, but it is dicey one way or the other.
And it looks like we're seeing pretty much the same build from NightEnD as we saw previously on Tyler Malta. But will he be able to defend as well as he did on that map? He defended so well against these drops, but right now, these drops could actually do a lot of damage. It's planted down, they could kill a lot of probes and probably escape as well. And well, the Stalker actually, is he going to go in? He's like holding off right now because he probably expects there to be units in the main base. I mean, every single Protoss player should be having units in their main and on the natural at the same time at this stage of the game. And this factory, I love the planter, the factory on the 3rd base, going to slow down that 3rd Nexus from going down. If we look at the probe count, it's already at 60. He wants to be expanding very, very shortly here.
Yeah, he'd love to be able to do that. And these 2 in a holding pattern over here, they are potentially a massive threat. And it really depends. Honestly, PuMa right now would perhaps want to try and draw NightEnD out of his base for a more effective drop. He can't confirm yet without a scan whether or not there's something waiting for him on the other side. So he has to be extremely cautious. And here we go. PuMa's going to move out. And either he's going to go for a massive Doom drop into the main with all 4 medivacs, or he'll try and poke at the front, maybe draw his opponent out of position.
And here's that factory just going to delay play this expansion. He wanted to be put down right now as he sees PuMa is now mining from that third base. And we actually may see the drop go in now as he sees a lot of the army is down on the third base, but no, it is still static in the air. And down goes the factory, and up should be that Nexus, of course.
Yep, and he's a little bit behind in that regard. The SCV count is quite high, and here's the drop coming into the bottom here. And will he be able to bring the Colossus down? A lot of fire going in, but NightEnd's Colossus control usually pretty good, but that is so... Oh, down it goes. Slipping up a little bit there, and that is just made the drop worthwhile in and of itself. And those units stayed alive, and this is getting cleaned up. It's going right for the Nexus as opposed to striking at any of the tech. An interesting decision, because down it goes. Look at the 35% coming up right now. It's in orange health. Red, it's got to die.
Wow, you've got to be kidding me. At the same time, while you were looking at that, there was a big push to the third base. He killed the third base at the same time, but PuMa advances into the grand finals. And NightEnd, unfortunately, doesn't quite make the distance. We'll have to play the third and fourth match, I'm sure. But thoughts over here with Day 9.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the main stage, where we will be doing an interview with EG's PuMa, who has now advanced to the grand finals of the Dreamhack winner 2011. Congratulations to him. PuMa, congratulations. Now, of course, PuMa, you have just defeated your opponent NightEnd, and you're now in the grand finals. How are you feeling about your chances?
반대쪽에 잘하는 선수분들이 많으신데 제 생각에는 왠지 리퀴드 히어로가 올라올 것 같은데 재밌는 경기가 될 것 같아요.
Yeah, there are many.
Well, since I'm the only one who doesn't speak Korean, we're going to get a translation for me.
Yeah, there are some good players on the other branch, but and I think that Liquid Hero is going to the finals, and it's going to be a good game.
And I do want to ask, you had a solid performance in Game 1, but there was the dramatic Game 2 that tied up the series. How are you feeling once that series was now reset and you had lost that really, really epic match?
두 번째 두 번째 경기 졌을 때는 아차 싶었는데 제 무기인 최강 111을 시전 믿고 있었기 때문에 지지 않을 자신이 있었어요.
I was a little bit disappointed when I lost the second game, but I trusted my indestructible 1-1-1 build, and yeah, I succeeded.
And of course, as you're obviously finding out, you have a ton of fans here in Sweden. What would you like to say to them as you head into the grand finals?
재밌는 경기를 할 테니까 많이 즐기다 가시고 저를 많이 사랑해 주세요.
Wait, I don't know what he said yet.
I'm going to play funny games, so please enjoy and please, yeah, support me.
Now, I'm sure as many of you know, there's plenty more StarCraft action coming up this evening. Tonight, we will get to see Liquid Hero face his teammate Liquid Ret in semifinal number 2.